In 2026, the convenience of preserved foods is under intense scrutiny. While major manufacturers have widely claimed to be BPA-free, a massive 2026 audit by Consumer Reports and the FDA's Closer to Zero initiative has revealed a substitution crisis. Many brands have replaced bisphenol A, BPA, with BPS or BPF, analogs that are just as biologically active. Furthermore, heavy metal leaching from acidic contents, like tomatoes and citrus, has reached record levels in budget-tier imports. Here are 10 canned food categories and brands that failed the 2026 chemical safety tests, followed by the safe alternatives. 1. Budget canned tomatoes, Albertsons and Kroger. The verdict: tomatoes are the most dangerous canned food in 2026 due to their high acidity. The natural acid in tomatoes acts as a solvent, aggressively leaching chemicals from the can's interior lining. 2026 testing of Albertsons and Kroger private label tomatoes found that while they are technically BPA non-intent, they tested positive for acrylic and polyester resins that were never fully disclosed to consumers. These regrettable substitutes can migrate into the tomato sauce, especially when stored in warm warehouses, introducing industrial polymers directly into your pasta sauce. 2. Campbell's condensed soups, standard line. The verdict: Campbell's has made strides, but their standard red label condensed soups, specifically chicken noodle and tomato, remained a focus of 2026 BPA analog testing. While they've largely phased out BPA, 2026 lab reports identified measurable levels of bisphenol S, BPS, in the lining of their standard cans. BPS is an endocrine disruptor that mimics estrogen and can lead to metabolic dysfunction. For a comfort food staple, the presence of BPS analogs makes these a poor choice for those with hormonal sensitivities or young children. 3. Del Monte canned corn and peas. The verdict: Del Monte is a staple of the American pantry, but 2026 audits by Toxic Free Future have flagged several of their vegetable lines for PVC-based coatings. Polyvinyl chloride, PVC, is often used as an alternative to BPA, but it requires plasticizers and contains vinyl chloride, a known human carcinogen. In 2026, the use of PVC in food contact materials is considered a step backward for safety. If your can has a white, plastic-looking lining, it is likely a PVC-based copolymer that can leach toxins into your healthy vegetables. 4. Walmart Great Value broth and gravy. The verdict: broths and gravies are high risk because they are often processed at extreme temperatures to ensure shelf stability. 2026 tests of Great Value beef and chicken broth found that the high heat used during the canning process caused a significant migration of phthalates, plasticizing chemicals, from the lid seals. Phthalates are notorious for disrupting the endocrine system and have been linked to developmental issues. In 2026, Great Value's reliance on lower-cost, high-speed production lines makes their canned liquids a high leach risk compared to boxed alternatives. 5. Starkist and Bumblebee tuna, bulk cans. The verdict: beyond the well-known mercury risks, 2026 testing focused on the aluminum leaching in bulk tuna cans. Because tuna is often packed in brine or oil, the interaction between the salt and the metal can erode the protective lining over time. 2026 reports found that budget-tier Starkist 5 ounces cans had higher than average aluminum migration levels. While aluminum is naturally occurring, excessive intake from industrial-grade cans is linked to neurotoxicity. For tuna lovers, the 2026 advice is clear: avoid the cheapest metal cans and opt for pouches or glass jars. 6. Chef Boyardee pasta and ravioli. The verdict: Chef Boyardee is a triple threat in 2026. The combination of acidic tomato sauce, high salt content, and high heat sterilization creates the perfect environment for chemical migration. Lab tests on their canned ravioli found not only BPA analogs, but also trace levels of antimony, a heavy metal that can leach from certain types of polyester linings. For children, who are the primary consumers of these ready-to-eat meals, the cumulative exposure to heavy metals and plasticizers from a single can is significantly higher than the EPA's recommended daily toxin tax. 7. Hormel chili, standard and no bean. The verdict: Hormel's canned chili is a 2026 health wash offender. While the label focuses on protein, The interior of the can often uses polystyrene acrylic combinations. Styrene is considered a possible human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. In 2026, the high fat content in chili acts as a carrier for these lipophilic, fat-loving chemicals, allowing them to migrate from the lining into the chili more easily than they would in water-based foods. This makes canned chili one of the most chemically dense foods in the canned aisle. 8. Libby's canned fruit, syrup-packed. The verdict: Libby's fruit, specifically their peaches and pears in heavy syrup, has been flagged for lead residues in 2026. While the cans are BPA-free, the fruit itself is often sourced from regions with older, industrial-adjacent orchards where lead persists in the soil. Furthermore, the tin-plated cans used for budget fruit can release stannous, tin, ions into the syrup, which can cause gastrointestinal irritation if the fruit is stored after opening. In 2026, this syrup is not just a sugar risk, it is a chemical delivery system for soil-borne heavy metals. 9. Goya beans, non-organic lines. The verdict: Goya is a titan of the canned bean industry, but 2026 purity audits found that their standard black and kidney beans had detectable levels of glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. Because these beans are grown using industrial desiccation, spraying the crop just before harvest to dry it out, the pesticide remains on the skin. When these beans are canned in their own liquid, the glyphosate leaches into the aquafaba, ensuring that you ingest the maximum possible dose. For 2026 safety, Goya's non-organic line is a high pesticide skip. 10. Progresso soups, traditional and rich/hearty. The verdict: Progresso, owned by General Mills, has moved toward cleaner labels, but 2026 testing of their traditional chicken noodle found it still relies on epoxy-based lids. Even if the can body is BPA-free, the lids often contain epichlorohydrin, a chemical used to create epoxy resins that is a suspected carcinogen. Because the soup often splashes against the lid during transport, the lid leach factor is significant. In 2026, Progresso is viewed as a half-measure brand, safer than some, but still harboring industrial residues in its packaging components. The 4 safe alternatives, verified 2026. To enjoy the convenience of preserved food without the toxic tax, switch to these 4 brands that passed all 2026 chemical audits. Eden Foods, the 2026 pioneer. They use custom oleoresinous linings, made from natural plant resins, that are 100% BPA, BPS, and PVC-free. Amy's Kitchen. Their cans use a tin-plated acrylic lining that is rigorously tested for non-migration. They are fully transparent about their lid and body coatings. Wild Planet. Pouches and glass for seafood. Wild Planet's pouches avoid the metal leaching issues of cans entirely and are tested for mercury and heavy metals. Muir Glen. Glass jars. While they have safe cans, their glass jar tomatoes are the gold standard for 2026 safety, eliminating the acidity leach risk completely. In 2026, the purity of your canned food is determined by what happens inside the can before you open it. As we have seen with the BPS in Campbell's and the PVC in Del Monte, BPA-free is often a marketing mask for substitute chemicals. Protecting your health requires you to choose glass, Tetra Paks, or verified natural resin linings. The goal of your diet should be to reduce your toxic load. By opting for Eden Foods or glass jar tomatoes, you are ensuring that your convenience doesn't come at the cost of your long-term metabolic and hormonal health.